This is Chevalier of ChevalierLife.com. I just did Boss Talks on the Roof. Look here, I got to give me one of these lighters. Y'all got to get y'all one of these lighters. But until you do, check out my social media, Chevalier Life on Instagram, Chevalier Life on Facebook. Hey, I got conversations with Chevalier. Get with me. Check out what I'm doing. Visit ChevalierLife.com. Check out our accessories. But like I said, Boss Talks on the Roof. You got to get you one. I'm getting me one, so you can get you one too.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Boss Talks on the Rooftop, Season 6. I'm Bryson Fowler of Fowler Construction Roofing and Kingpin Luxury Cigar Accessories. Today, I have the greatest honor of introducing Chevalier Lifestyle. If you haven't heard about it, you're going to learn so much about the man that's behind the brand, right? So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Mr. Yuel Neal, my brother.
What's going on, man? Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, my pleasure. I appreciate you coming out. It's cold out here. We got the fireplace. Man, talk to me, man. Tell me about what you got going on right now.
Well, right now, man, I'm, of course, I own ChevalierLife.com. Mm-hmm. We make personalized humidors, cigar accessories, and apparel. I have my show that I do twice a month on Mondays, Conversations with Chevalier, where we talk about the journey. Right. You know, we don't want to just talk about cigars. We have conversations over cigars and whiskey, and it's a
my whiskey right here.
Yeah, you gotta have it, man.
Let's go ahead. Cheers.
Yeah. You know, that show, I do that to just celebrate individuals in their journey, man. I've always believed that if you know where a person's coming from, you appreciate the product. You know, you appreciate it a little bit more, and that's what Conversations with Chevalier is really all about.
Already. So we have this same commonality of the cigar. We're lovers of the cigar world, right? Right. I hate saying lovers of the stick because it's kind of like Paul.
Yeah. What we like to say, you put that in the box.
Yeah. Put it over here.
You can't say I love the stick. Put that in the box.
Lovers of the stick. Hey.
We don't love the stick.
Hey. Lovers of the leaf. We'll say that. So, man, our brother, we both know and love, blessed our game with Heart of a Lion.
Oh yeah.
And so if that they can't have that. They can't have that one.
No, you gotta be an exclusive member to get Lion Therapy. That's the black label by Heart of a Lion cigars. I keep several. At all times, I don't share.
See, I gotta get in that club. I gotta get in the crowd. I'm not in the crowd. I'm getting
in the club. I already heard about you. I saw your membership. You got gold stamp.
Really?
Yeah. Got gold. It was fast track. He called me up. He was like, "Say, man, what you know about?" I say, "Man, fast track it, man. Stamp that thing."
Hey, I'm waiting for it. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. So I'm gonna enjoy my personal favorite, which is King by Heart of the Lion. So how do you cut your stick, man?
Well, it's real simple, and I'm gonna be using your cutter.
Yeah,
Kingpins. Yeah. Love this great cutter here, man. Real simple with this one. You know, I like this one because, man, it's so simple for a novice cigar smoker. You come in, you just put the cigar right there. That's it. Great for a novice cigar cutter. And then, a lot of people like that. What I like about it, it prevents you from cutting so deep.
Right.
A lot of people, man, they'll cut the cap too far.
Right.
So that's how I cut it. It's nice, smooth cut. I always, after I cut it, I like to do a retrohale. It's kind of. And with that, you get the true flavors of the cigar.
Man, you did a retro hell like it was lit already.
Yeah.
Had you choked up.
Yeah, it had me choked up. Let me tell you something about these Heart of a Lions, man. They real robust. Yeah, you got to respect the flavors.
Absolutely. So show us how to light it.
All right, so I have my own little routine, right? I like to get the cigar, kind of look at it, check it, make sure, everything's intact. And then usually I just kind of go around, take my time, take a minute or two, get a good even burn around the edges.
So even with the you just lighting it, just toasting it just a little bit, I get that flavor already coming my way.
Oh yeah,
that's a smooth stick, man.
You see that right there?
Yeah.
And so since I'm lighting it for myself,
that was perfect.
All red in the middle. No black spots, you get it all good the first time.
Yeah.
And then you enjoy it.
Enjoy it. So I'm gonna go ahead and light. While we're on it, getting to know you a little bit, I heard you was in the armed forces. Tell us a little bit about that journey. Hey man.
So I was in America's finest fighting force. I was in the United States Marine Corps. I share that commonality with my boy Cigar Rockstar. Went in 1987, man, and right out of high school. Best decision I made. I knew I didn't want to go to college growing up in Gary, Indiana. I was a smart kid, didn't want to go to school, but I wanted to be challenged, man.
Right.
And I didn't feel that college was really going to challenge me. And so I went into Marine Corps, man, and it changed my life. It changed my life. You start learning about determination. You start learning not just respect. A lot of people look at it from a punitive thing, like it's going to teach you some respect, discipline. It wasn't just that. Of course you learn discipline, but man, you learn to work with an open mind, and you learn how to adapt and overcome. And that was probably one of the biggest things that I took from my journey in the Marine Corps. I've been all over the world, man, a few times, and seen a lot of things at a young age, and it was good for me.
It's huge. And see, a lot of people don't understand that college ain't for everybody. Like there's so many different avenues that you can make it in this life without having to go to college, because going to college is beat into us, like get your education. But college is not the only form of education.
Right.
And we gotta really, as a community, help and push our youth to understand, like, hey, if you don't want to go to college, there's other avenues out there for you.
Real talk.
And really that's what this podcast is about, just, shining a light on how we all created and found our own lane. For you, going into the Marines was something that you knew that you wanted to do. You didn't want to go to college.
Right.
That wasn't your thing. It wasn't that you couldn't. It's that you knew that wasn't the path that you wanted to go on.
Right.
And so seeing the world, most college kids don't see the world.
Exactly. And it's something, man, to walk into another culture and have to learn to respect the different values and the different nuances of that culture, and those things hit you right away. I lived in Japan for 2 years in Okinawa, and there was a culture shock. Like a lot of things that we take for granted in the U.S. TV commercials. I couldn't watch a damn TV commercial because I didn't speak the language.
Right.
So it was just simple things, man, in your everyday that you have to learn to adapt to. But it was perfect, man. I wouldn't trade that for the world.
Man, my dream vacation is to go to Tokyo, Japan.
It's a beautiful place.
And really just go see a sumo wrestling event live in person. I'm serious. I want to go to the technology capital of the world. It was that a few years, so to speak.
Yeah.
And do the Mario Kart journey. Bro, I wanted to go to Tokyo and nerd out, really.
Man, you really nerd out, man. Look, I have not heard anybody mention those things in years.
Really?
One of the interesting points about Tokyo, though, is that coming from the U.S., a lot of times you think we're so much more advanced because we're a capitalistic society, right?
Right.
But when you go to Japan and you're over there, man, and you're seeing like their electronics and things, they are, man, 15 years ahead of us.
Light years.
Everything, man.
Light
Everything.
years. So when you were over there, did they have the bullet train when you were over there?
Yeah.
See, we've been talking about getting a bullet train to go from Dallas to Houston.
And they had but you know what happened though?
No, talk to me.
Man, I think it was an issue with a lot of the property owners between, like in that whole just now south of Fairfield. They said that a lot of people were fighting that because you got these people that are legacy owners, man. Some of these properties have been in their families for generations,
right?
And they don't want to give it up.
They don't want to pay them what they want.
They don't. Yeah, exactly. They don't. And these people got the money to fight eminent domain to a point where the government's got to decide if it's going to be worth it to do it or not. You know, is this train going to make enough money? You know, to if it was going to be something like Amtrak, they could say, okay, yeah, you know, it's going to make enough money. We'll fight them and take their land.
Right.
But you know, this is supposed to be something based on a business commuter type situation. They may not make enough money. Look at the megabus. They're making a lot of money down there. So,
you
know, I'm sure that the landowners are probably thankful, you know, that that's not going down like that.
True, but I'm like, man,
it would be nice.
It would be nice.
Look,
think about like just going to Houston on a weekend, like
jump on the bullet train, be down there in 45 minutes.
Man, what?
Man,
because like the bullet train in Japan take you clear across the country in what, like under an hour or two?
Yes, couple hours. It's a couple hours. The one in Europe, the TRE, the Trans Europe Express, man, you can cross from Germany to Paris in like, you know, like that. You know, the TRE is probably the fastest one out there, I think.
You see, guys, I know that sound kind of foreign to you guys, but like that's what I'm talking about. Like, you get around world travelers, you get educated on so many different aspects of just transportation, for example. Like moving from one end of a country into another country within a matter of minutes versus taking 4 hours down the highway. From Dallas to Houston is 4 hours if you're driving the speed limit. And
don't do that.
You don't do that.
We don't do that.
So, you know, I'm very jealous about this 2 years in Tokyo, because I've been trying to get to Tokyo probably since 2016 and it still ain't happened.
Make it happen, man. Make it happen.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's just gotta align properly for me to do it.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna happen. I'm hoping somebody say, hey, come on over here, we got you. I'm on the way. So anybody in Japan that's looking at this is like, hey, you wanna bring Kingpin Luxury, or you want me to come out there and just, you know, hang out with you, learn from you for just a little bit, please email me. Send a message on Instagram. We'll put the Instagram up to make this happen. But, you know, back to the story at hand. My man Chevalier. Okay. You make humidors, right? You have a whole line of apparel, and you have Chevalier conversations, man. Like, it's a powerful thing that you do, right? Because you're in your natural element when you do it, and people really gravitate towards you because, like, you're a genuine brother. Like, you can just sit there, and me just sitting here talking to you opens that door up to, like, okay, man, I want to know more about you, and I want to know more about your story, where you're coming from, where you're going. So I know it's long-winded, like I have a lot of questions, but I got to give it up to because I'm a fan of the product. I'm a fan of the podcast. I'm a fan of what you've been doing. So like, one of my mentors always said, you never know who's watching, right? There's people that's rooting for you that you don't even know, and like, we met in a proper time, in a proper space, and I was rooting for you way before we ever met.
Thank you, man.
So, man, I want to know more about your line that you have for coming up next. So tell us about how we can connect with what you got coming up.
Well, follow me on Instagram, Chevalier Life. That's CHEVALIER_life. You can connect with me on Facebook as well on Chevalier Life or Yuel Neal, which is my name. Chevalier is my middle name. Right now, man, I've been really focused on conversations with Chevalier, and to a point where I won't say I've neglected my website, but I feel like, man, it's just so many stories that need to be told. There are people that have things to say, man, and I just want to kind of hear about what they're talking about. Life is a journey.
Right.
It's a journey filled with lessons, man, and experiences, and to really get to know a person, you really got to understand where they came from.
Absolutely.
And so conversations with Chevalier is just like that, and it kind of goes along with the mantra of the Chevalier lifestyle. We smoke the cigar, sip the whiskey, we sing to the music,
Right.
and savor the cuisine. And so whenever I start conversations with Chevalier, the first thing I ask a person, what's your favorite cigar? What's your favorite whiskey to drink with it? What type of music do you like to set the vibe with?
Right.
And then what's your favorite restaurant to go to, or what's your favorite food, And it just depends on the show. The show is themed based on that mantra. So sometimes one guest may be a cigar guest. The next guest may be a musical guest, which I just had one recently. Some are, whiskey and spirits people. It just kind of depends on, the people that I come in contact with. But to be honest, bro, I don't even try to stick with the mantra that much. If I meet a person that's interesting to me, that I think other people can resonate with, and they can, put forth a message, man, that's gonna bless somebody, then I want to talk to them.
Right.
And it's sort of like what we doing here tonight. A couple weeks ago, I didn't know I was gonna be on here. Then
Right.
Here I am, and I've been watching you.
Really?
I've been checking you out, man. You've had great guests, man, and the way you had the conversations, man, and the way you kind of move through it is silky smooth,
Man.
And so I'm a fan of yours, like you say. I didn't know you were watching me. You didn't know I was watching you either, right?
Right.
But going forward, man, I plan to, I'm going to build on my brand a little bit. Right here, I've got one of the humidors that we made for Heart of Alliance cigars. This is our smooth jazz humidor. And with Chevalier Life, we can put any image on the humidor. And so this box holds about 130 sticks. And you see on the inside, it's got a slot here where you can stand all your sticks up in there. And Shawan usually keeps his standing in there, but it has Chevalier on the inside. Oh, and I always put that in, but we can do anything. We can put any image on it. This box retails for about $5.99. And that $5.99, you can put any image on it. And so we do that. We offer another one that's a little smaller that holds 25 to 30 sticks. But just like you, man, I do cutters and lighters and personal ashtrays and lots of apparel. And I believe that there's enough room for everybody in this business if we support one another. Like when I get done tonight, I'm going on your website and I'm buying me a cutter,
Man, I appreciate
and a lighter. We support one another, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Always trying to embark on, like, not only entrepreneurship, but the Black entrepreneur.
Yes.
And then, us as men, like, we don't really have a real space to really just sit down and talk it out, because that's what really got me into cigars. Like with EB, she has a lounge where you can go and just sit down and really connect with each other. And like, if you don't want to be bothered, you don't have to be bothered.
Exactly.
And then, like, we got Tony, we got LG, like, we got so many different lounges around here for us to just really connect on so many different levels. It's been a huge blessing to not only the brand, the business is great, right? The business is great, but that relationship and that community and that camaraderie within, people of affluent nature or on their way to creating that lane for themselves. Like I was sitting in the cigar lounge when we came up with Kingpin Luxury.
Really? Which lounge you was at?
Man, honestly, I don't remember. It had to be Blowing Smoke.
Yeah, I was blowing smoke.
Yeah, it had to be Blowing Smoke. It had to be.
That would probably be my. That's where I smoke the most.
Hey, like literally 3 miles away from the house, so like it had to be Blowing Smoke. Like I'll go in there, you know. Sometimes I won't even sit. I'll just pick up my six and go. Cause like like you smoking in the backyard. Yeah, I'm big on smoking in the garage. Mm-hmm. Like that's my man cave. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm watching the games, the Cowboy games. How disappointing that was this past playoff season. So football season almost gone. But
yeah,
you know.
They hurting us. We're not gonna get on the Cowboys. That's a whole nother show.
Hey, I got it. You know what? We got to do it anyway, cause like I got to get this off my chest. Like I got to get this off my chest, cause you know how many people been trolling me, cause I'm openly a diehard Cowboy fan. You know what I'm saying? Like I openly say, yeah, you know. I'm one of those guys that says, yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl, whether I believe it or not.
So you come hell or high water.
Hell or high water. You know, but I'm in hell right now. I'm in hell right now. You know who else is in there with us?
New Orleans.
Them damn Eagles.
Hey, let me ask you something. What happened to the Saints, man?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you know, a lot of people that I'm not a diehard Cowboy fan, but right is right. Mm-hmm. I always hear Saints fans talking the most ish. Man, I'm gonna say ish. I don't know if we can cuss, but I'm gonna say ish. They talk the most shit about Cowboy fans, but the Saints been sitting still for how long now?
Man, they returned to normal. They had one few good years. They had one Super Bowl with Drew Brees, who was a Texas boy, out of Austin. Yeah. So they need to be thanking Texas for their one Super Bowl that they ever seen in their lifetime. Okay, we've seen 3.
Man,
and if you've been around a little longer, you've seen all 5.
Well, that's where the word dynasty comes from.
Exactly.
That's where the word dynasty comes from.
So when people like, oh well, how you still say? I'm like, bro, I grew up as a winner. Like I grew up as a winner. So like right now, even a 12-5 record is horrible to me. Yeah, because it didn't end in a ship. Right. So I'm from that cloth of. We were going to the ship almost every other year, and we did back to back. And then either we was NFC or bust. And so we still have that NFC or bust mentality for the past 20 some odd years. So, man, I just go on. And then like the Eagles finally got one out of how many years since they've been around. And like they want to talk trash, but you know that's division rivalry.
But then you know that's like the Eagles in Dallas or Washington and Dallas. Yeah, 2 rivalries that's age old.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that. But like for the Saints fans to come out of anywhere and have the gall, y'all are disgusting.
He said it. I don't boss talk right there. Finally a boss told y'all what it is.
Y'all are disgusting.
He told y'all what it is. I concur.
Man, Archie Manning, even Archie Manning couldn't even bring y'all the ship.
Oh man,
y'all was getting Archie Manning killed.
I want to talk about what?
Come on, man. Get off the gas. But I love New Orleans whenever I go visit.
Oh, yeah.
I love the city.
Great food.
Food's great. Mardi Gras is fun. It's dangerous. But I'll be having a good time when I go to New Orleans. I love the food. Like, and you know, the women, hey, I love y'all too. But
we all do.
But when it comes to football, y'all ain't touching Dallas, man. Let that go.
Well, nobody can, and like we said, the word is dynasty, man. And you know, you can think so much about Dallas. There's so much tradition, man, and so many ancillary traditions that go in there. Like you got the cheerleaders, man. You got all these other things that come with being a Dallas Cowboy.
The other organizations wouldn't have cheerleaders if it wasn't for the Dallas Cowboys.
No, who would? Who would?
Nobody.
And if I'm not mistaken, the Dallas Cowboys did they have the first black cheerleader?
Did.
We got y'all look that up and let us know if I'm right. But
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'ma go with it.
They all about the first.
Yeah.
They all about the first. I'm not a fan. I just know a little bit about what they do.
I'm a fan. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Like, you know, cause I'm originally from Irving, right? Where the original Dallas Cowboys stadium was. So the high school playoff games were in the Texas Stadium.
I remember
they
that.
still are in the Texas Stadium, but it's in Arlington now. But I grew up playing in the Dallas Cowboy Stadium.
Wow.
When it was Texas Stadium. So it's kind of like, I have no other choice but to be a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Right, man.
It's ingrained in my blood no matter what. So I know the history, and I know from A to Z who's who, what's what. And so, like, for other organizations like the Patriots went on a run, but I grew up when the Patriots were like the Saints. Wasn't nobody checking for the Patriots.
Checking for the Patriots back in the day.
Wasn't nobody checking for the Patriots.
But then, you know,
then
Bill Belichick came.
And then Brady came.
And there it was.
There you
and
go.
they became the new dynasty.
They became the new dynasty. And you can't take nothing from them. But it's just more so you got to respect it. So, anyway, we're going to get off on this Cowboy tangent, and we're going to make it really about the Dallas Cowboys who ain't paying us, so I don't really want to talk to them no more. I really don't want to do it. I don't want to. You see how you go off on, man.
Yeah. We'll do the whole show talking about that.
Man, it was a counseling session for me. I'm going through it.
You good? You good?
I'm good now.
Hey, you know what? I got to get you on Conversations with Chevalier so we can talk it through, man. You know.
I'm coming, too.
Yeah, we got to get you on there, man. One of the things that I've seen with Boss Talks that I really was impressed with, man, was those drops that you guys do when you give people opportunity to say that they was on the show. Like, I got to incorporate that in what I'm doing, man. And I like the whole vibe of it, man. It's such an honor to be here, brother.
Yeah, man. Tell us where you at, where you come from, and who you are.
Yeah, it's really cool, but. Like, it makes me want to ask you, like, it's your show, but I got to ask you a question.
Talk to me.
So what was your first introduction to cigars? Like, what made you want to, you know, do something like this where you had this kind of forum, you know? What was it about your introduction to cigars that made you say you wanted to be a part of the lifestyle?
Well, I hate golf. So,
you know,
I'm like, okay, like, don't take me on back nine or go do 18 holes of golf. I don't want to do it. I'm the guy on the golf cart, drinking and smoking and talking about when are we gonna go eat. That's me. So a cigar lounge was my next thing. So, you know, I got engaged with, okay, well, I'm not a cigarette smoker. I'm not really a recreational smoker, but cigars seem to fit me. And so just sitting down and talking to other young men like you and really bouncing ideas is like, because you never know who you sitting next to. We just, shooting the shit, having a good smoke. And so, like, I tell anybody, like, hey, man, you want to learn something, go where people who are doing stuff are really sitting down. And so I started going to cigar lounges and really connecting with people that you know, I feel are my tribe. Like, that's my vibe. That's what I like to do. We can go to Topgolf. We can Topgolf all day. We can definitely go to Topgolf. We can do that, where we're just driving the ball off, and I can smoke outside, and that's really where I'm at. That's what got me into the cigar industry. And then I was like, well, if I'm gonna be here, I need something to pay for my hobby, and so that's how we birthed Kingpin Luxury, because like everybody needs a lighter.
Yeah.
And in the cigar world, everybody's looking for a cutter, because looking for a lighter. Lighters run out of butane. You want to hurry up and light your stick right then and there, and you either lose the lighter, you need to find a lighter, and like, hey, what better way to replace your lighter than a Kingpin Luxury torch?
I gotta get it.
You
gotta get it.
You know what I'm saying? So you can go to kingpinluxury.com, pick up your accessories from us. We have cutters, we have torches. We also have a new line of rose gold, but it's on its way.
So you dropping nuggets? You dropping nuggets today?
Just little, you know, I'm not ashamed, but it's shameless plugs.
Yes, sir.
Like,
yes, sir.
It's just one of those things. And what's crazy is people don't understand that the women are driving the cigar world.
It's interesting that you say that about women in the industry, because I had on Conversations with Chevalier, one of my first shows, I had Belkis Sanchez, who's the regional director of LE Blue, and we talked about that. She's a member of a group called the Sister of the Leaf Global Movement, which is a multi-ethnic group of women started by a lady out of Greece named Anastasia Samaldi. You got people like Desiree Silva from Drunk Chicken Cigars, black lady. You got Kia McLean, the poet, local poet here. It's a part of, you got women all over the world, man, that are part of this. And man, they are moving the needle, you know, as it relates to the culture. And it's been said, and I know you know this for a fact, that women are the fastest growing segment of consumers in the cigar culture today.
Absolutely.
And so I tailor a lot of my stuff with thoughts of a classic man and the cigar track of the day. I have a lot of women in mind because that is, you know, for me, is my biggest, probably, you know, those women are my biggest customers. In Chevalier life.
The name itself is smooth, where a woman's like, oh, Chevalier, like, and then, you know, your handsome, you got the beard and everything.
I mean, beard.
Oh,
I think it was an ass.
probably was. But you know, it's smooth, and you know, it for a woman, like they like catchy. Like catchy, and it sounds very sophisticated and aristocratic. So, you know, in this world, like, women love like bougie and bourgeoisie. They love that, you know what I mean? And then so it gravitates toward the woman. And like I tell most people, like, half the time that I go, like, I'm a roofer by trade, right? So half the time I'm going to a house, the husband may walk the property with me, right? But I end up talking to the woman who called me to finalize
Set it up.
to finalize the sale with the insurance, or to finalize the numbers, because they're who are running the household at that point. Like, you know, the man is the CEO, but the women are the COOs. Right? They're the COOs, they're the CFOs. They know what bills need to be paid, when they need to be paid. The man is usually like, hey, here's the money.
They make the magic happen behind the scenes.
You know what I'm saying? So, they say, like, you go to the grocery store, you bring home the groceries, your woman's gonna make you a meal. Your woman is your multiplier. Right? And so a lot of times with men is if you introduce a woman into what you like, she's gonna introduce you what she likes on you.
That's true.
So if she says, babe, I love this cologne on you, you're gonna wear that cologne because you love her as much as she loves you when you wear this cologne. Or if she says, hey, I think this would be real nice for you, or this cigar may fit your taste, you're gonna be really trying that out, because your person has brought you something that she came in mind with the thoughtfulness of you in it. So it's really powerful in that dynamic. So understanding that is how we kind of get how we build our brand, you know. So I'm not mad about that either.
No.
But like, you know, the more we involve the women, we're the forefront, right? We're up there, but the women are part of our driving force. And you know, shout out to all the women out there that care for us as men, as spouses, as friends. We do appreciate you in every sense of the word. You are a pivotal part of our community, of our family, So we just want to really show, like, this is not about, hey, who runs what, but it's just, you know, letting you know that, hey, we see your value, and we truly value that as men.
Oh yeah.
So
One of my, I did a Thoughts of a Classic Man recently, and what I said about that, I was speaking about women. I said one way to be a part of the change is be in the room for the conversation. And women have, in the cigar culture, found a way. They have earned the right to be in the room, but what I like to remind people is that women have always been an integral part of the cigar culture from its inception.
right,
You know, women have the palates that taste the tobacco, they roll the tobacco, you know, they understand much better than the man the very sophisticated nuances that go into, you know, creating a cigar, because their palates are a lot, you know, more defined than what ours are. And so, you know, man, seeing them now on the forefront as influencers, as brand owners now is probably my favorite aspect of the cigar culture.
Absolutely.
And that's why, you know, I tailor the Chevalier life towards them a lot, because they bring that certain level of sophistication and calm that we're looking for when we
Right.
smoke the cigar, sip the whiskey, sing to the music, and savor the cuisine. You know, it's all about that.
absolutely. Well, we're gonna keep talking more. So tell us, how can we get more involved with what you have going on? Where can we find you?
Well, you know, follow me on ChevalierLife.com. I do, well, Chevalier Life on Instagram. I do, you know, Thoughts of a Classic Man every morning. I do the cigar track of the day at the same time every morning. On Mondays, twice a month.
Big vibes.
You know, we do we do Conversations with Chevalier, and I'm also on another show with Ray True Life out of Houston called The Lounge that we'll be starting our third season on February 6th at 7 p.m. Central. And it's open for everybody, you know, and there we have real conversations over cigars, and we talk about things like men's mental health. We talk about women's role in cigars. We talk about everything from domestic violence to financial literacy and how to be better men. You know, the lounge was created as to create a safe space for men to have conversations over cigars, man. You know, to get those frustrations out that we can't always get out, and it's morphed into something so much more. And so, you know, join us on the lounge. Check me out on Conversations with Chevalier. You know, it's man. Like I said, I'm looking to have conversations that change people's thought processes and views, man, and that it'll focus on the commonality. Our commonality is within the cigars that we smoke,
right?
And then we can do everything else and explore this journey of life together over cigars.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I don't know what else I'm gonna do this year. I'm gonna really mainly focus on Conversations with Chevalier. The humidors and accessories are doing really well. I've done really well over this last couple of years with it, and we're just gonna keep doing the same thing, man. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I just want to keep it rolling smooth. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I ain't trying to, you know,
Absolutely.
and enjoy the cigar lifestyle, the Chevalier lifestyle.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you being here, man. We'll be talking more.
Man, thank you for having me, man. It has been an honor to be here, man, with you, brother. Thank you so much.
Bro, I appreciate you.
I don't get to be on nobody's show.
Thank you for coming, bro. Hey, guys, this is Bryson Fowler. This is Boss Talks on the Rooftop. Remember, storms don't last, but your home should. Peace. Two fingers.